Hey, this PoeticWhiz. I'm going to talk about the iPhone 16 series. And here's a few things you must already be knowing, or I feel Apple might do no matter what. Where Apple has someone who has always brought the old things back, no matter how it feels. Let it be the MagSafe charger, let it be Lightning port, or whatever for that matter. Whatever they thought might be obsolete, they have always brought back in favor of consumers, and they have done it something good. Not to deny USB-C was just a forced way of EU way of saying you must do it no matter what. But I feel what Apple might personally do with the iPhone 16 series is change the design but make go back to the iPhone 10 series way and call it a day. At least that's what I feel, at least in terms of design. As for the color waves, I feel Apple should go more vibrant, more colorful, than have a more pastel feel. I feel Apple and pastel do not go well until they're going the iPhone 5C way. Because the iPhone 5C color waves were still better over the iPhone XR, at least in my opinion. If you had to choose between the iPhone 5C or the XR, which color waves would you choose? I personally would have gone for the iPhone 5C color wave because those are vibrant and they not only look good but still better in many ways. I feel iPhone 5C is very underrated iPhone in my regard, I'd say, because it was colorful, it was unique in its own way. Then it was criticized for how it, not criticized, basically it was, not everyone felt it was the one for them. But I feel Apple should bring something like that in the near future, at least that's what I feel. I know Apple has been doing seasonal colors, spring colors with iPhones, like recently we had the green, yellow, purple. Apple should do something in the upcoming iPhone series at least. Yeah, as for the camera layout, I feel diagonal is not something I would personally like. I would prefer the iPhone X way no matter what, and that also the iPhone X design is still better in my regards than the diagonal layout or the current layout we have on the iPhone 13, 14 and the 15 series. The only good thing about I feel about the 15 series camera layout, at least in my regards, is they don't look bad and they don't look as awful as the 14 or 13 series. At least that's how I feel. I'm someone who looks into design way more, but as someone said, we don't look at our camera layouts much. We only look at our phones. But yes, that's something I personally feel I'm on a mixed boat, I would say. But one thing I would say is Apple should go to at least 90 Hz display or 120 Hz. At least that's what I feel. Looking at the current smartphone industry, everyone has moved to 90 Hz and 120 Hz. And I feel it's the right time for Apple to go it that way. I know Apple might have no other option, but I feel if EU forces that as well, there's nothing Apple can do to just stick with 60 Hz, at least in my regards. As I know not many have mentioned this, but I feel the battery speed, at least on the upcoming iPhone 16 series, should be fast enough to charge then have it a slow charge, at least in my regards. As for USB-C, I'm fine with is the speed in that regard. I'm not someone I feel you must have the iPhone Pro in order to have a good USB-C charging speed or the transfer speed in my regard. At least looking at how Apple is moving with AirDrop, continuity and other stuff. And as for, I feel Apple should more focus on the color waves, at least that's what I feel, because Apple has always been nailing other factors. Let it be the microphone, the cameras, the design language, they have been doing well. But the color is something I feel Apple has been a bit haywire downhill in my regard, at least that's something I feel they might go to a more vibrant side of things than having muted pastel that sort of new look. As for the storage option, I feel 120Hz GB is good, but I feel somewhere Apple would go the Samsung route and give 256 GB as a base storage and 512 GB and then 1 TB or 2 TB storage. That way would be the configure, at least in the Pro variant. I feel might see in the regular iPhone 16, but I doubt that happening. As for the action button coming to the iPhone 16 series, I feel it's okay to have, but I feel it's not a deal breaker to like go and buy the iPhone 16 series and call it a day off. Call it a day in my regards. Because the action button is nice to have, but I feel that physical button or the ones we currently have on the 14 is still better than the action button, at least I feel. I'm not with the action button personally, but that's what I feel in my opinion. As for the pricing, I know there's a chance Apple might keep the pricing the same, but Apple might hike the price up to $50, $90, or hike it by $100. We don't know, but I feel Apple might not hike it in some ways. Because Apple has been someone who has not hiked the price, but have not also lost its momentum, I feel. At least with what it's doing with AI, Vision Pro and other stuff. My main concern with the iPhone 16 is mainly the design, the battery life and colors. If this all are right and you have the cameras, I'm still fine with it because I know moving forward 45 megapixel would be a default and not the 12 megapixel. At least that's what I feel. Because I was expecting that anyways, and seeing that already in the iPhone 15 series is great in my regard. So that's something I do appreciate, even though I'm not someone who takes photos always, but it's nice to have no matter what. Do let me know what you wish to see on the iPhone 16 series. Till then, this is your PoeticWhiz. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel. Live your dreams.